Hi KK fam. So today we're going to be making this delicious seafood okra soup. Um, I'm going to be using some shrimp, some mackerel, and this seafood medley that has mussels, clams, squid, and shrimp inside. And obviously, you can have seafood okra without some crab. Seafood okra is just amazing. It gives you the chance to add all the possible seafoods that you can think of. So let's get to cooking. All right, so to start, we're gonna boil the mackerel, fish, and the crab together. So I used one mackerel, which was cleaned and cut into sizable pieces. So you're gonna season it with some salt, curry, thyme, basil, some hot dried pepper, and onion powder. That's optional. So you just put that in there in the pot while it's on medium heat. Next, we're gonna add the hot peppers. You can choose to chop them or blend them or pound them however you want. And next, we're gonna add some onions. I used about half an onion, and we're gonna season it with some seasoning cubes. I used three seasoning cubes. I used one Knorr and one Knorr that has two cubes in it, and I used one Maggi. I find it hard to make Nigerian soups without using Maggi. I don't know, it has that taste. I can't describe it, but I always have to use Maggi. And then I use about 3 cups of water. So you just pour that in there and mix it together and cover it and let it cook for 5 minutes, at most 7 minutes. You don't want the fish to disintegrate before we take it out. So while the fish and crab are cooking, we're gonna start with the okra now. So how I like to cook my okra, I love seeing the huge chunks of okra in the soup. So I hand cut most of them, and for half or even less than half of the rest of them, I just grate it. So grating it makes it more drawy in a sense. It makes the soup more drawy, and I think a lot of people like that. So I just decided to do both styles today and show you guys what it looks like. But most of the time I don't grate it. I just hand cut it because I like to see the huge chunk pieces in there. So let me know if you're like me, and let me know what style you prefer when you're making your okra, like which method do you use. Yeah, so you just cut it into four, and sometimes I even cut it, like I don't even cut it, I just cut it into two because I like seeing the big. Okay, this is the first time saying it. I'm gonna shut up now. Just watch. This is how I cut the okra. Okay. All right, so it's been a little over 5 minutes, and I went ahead to take out the mackerel from the stock, and then I proceeded to add the seafood medley into the stock, and also the deveined jumbo shrimp. So you just put them in there and cook for another 5 minutes. All right, so for grating the okra, I use the second to biggest size, not the one that people use for carrots. Like you can see the large one on the other side. It's the other one, the second biggest one. And trust me, I used almost half of what we started with, and it looks so small. So don't be deceived by how small it looks. When you put it in the stock, it's gonna activate and become very elastic and plentiful. All right, so it's about time to add the okra. I added about 1 cup of water. So you want to have enough water to accommodate the okra that you have, right? And then you add the palm oil, the red oil. I used about a quarter cup of red oil. And you mix that together, and you're gonna add some crayfish, about a quarter cup of crayfish as well. Alright, so next I added some dry fish as well and mixed it together, and I let it cook for about 3 minutes. And then after that, that's where you want to taste for seasoning. If you want to add some extra salt, some extra seasoning cubes, which I did. And then you mix it together, and we're going to proceed with the grated okra first. And you just put that in there and mix it, and let the stock activate the elasticity of the okra. And then you cover it and let it cook for 5 minutes before we add the chopped hand-cut okra. Alright, so this is becoming a thing now. I can't make a video and post and not have one of my hot takes. So in my opinion, I feel like okra soup is definitely better than egusi soup. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. But okra soup is definitely top 3, one of my favorite Nigerian soups. And the fact that it's even seafood okra even, wins the argument. Like, you can't even argue that. And secondly, I also choose to have it with semovita. You guys also, because of peer pressure, like to hate on semovita as a swallow. I don't know why, and I don't understand. But you can choose to have this whatever swallow you want. Sometimes I choose eba, sometimes I choose semovita. But yeah, you can't go wrong with seafood okra. Alright, so after adding the hand-cut okra, I mixed that together, and I also added some extra hot pepper for color and also for more spice. And then finally, you go ahead and add the cooked mackerel fish, or whatever fish you're using, tilapia or croaker or cod, whatever fish you're using. You just mix it together, and after this, the okra doesn't even need to be on fire anymore. So you just let it cook for no more than 5 minutes, because it's gonna start losing the freshness, the freshness with the color, and the green is not gonna be as green anymore. So it doesn't need to stay on fire for that long. And then so I just mix it together, and I don't even cover it up when I'm done cooking, because I like to see that green looking, fresh looking okra soup. You get me? Alright, so our delicious okra soup is done and ready to be served. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and let me know if okra soup is up there for you in your list. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, support your girl, please. And I'll see you guys in the next video.